Hello and welcome back to the Merging Life and Money Show. I am your host, Marie-Jo, a financial wellness strategist dedicated to empowering professional women and companies with financial wellness programs. Today, we continue to celebrate International Women's Month with a special episode focused on women leading the charge for change. International Women's Month is an important time for us to acknowledge and celebrate women's countless contribution throughout history. From pioneering scientists and activists to political leaders and artists, women have played pivotal roles in shaping society and advancing human progress. By highlighting these achievements, we aim to challenge stereotypes, break down barriers, and inspire future generations. In this episode, we will be exploring three main points to honor the past, celebrate the present, and pave the way for a more inclusive and equitable future. But first, we will delve into the milestones in women's rights, discussing the early beginnings of celebrating women's history and highlighting key figures who have played significant roles in advancing women's rights. Next, we will share inspiring stories of women who have made a difference, from Rosa Parks' impact on the civil rights movement to the accomplishments of other influential women throughout history. We will highlight the importance of empowering girls to dream big and pursue their passions without limitations. And lastly, we will offer practical ways to inspire inclusion in the workplace, encouraging listeners to recognize and celebrate women's achievements, promote gender equality, and support women in leadership roles. So join me as we embark on this journey to remember the past, enjoy the present, and make the future more inclusive and equitable for all. Let's dive in and start leading the charge for change together. I will first address the milestones in women's rights and discuss the early beginnings of celebrating women's history. It is essential to recognize and understand the roots of the movement to appreciate how far we have come and acknowledge the work that still needs to be done. The celebration of women's history can be traced back to the early, I would say 20th century, when International Women's Day was first observed on March 19, 1911. This day was established to honor women's social, economic, cultural, and political achievements worldwide. It was a time for women to come together, demand change, and celebrate their progress for gender equality. The day has since evolved and is now recognized globally on March 8th each year as a day to celebrate women's achievements and advocate for gender equality. In the United States, Women's History Week was first celebrated in 1978 in Sonoma County, California, not too far from where I am. This week-long event aimed to raise awareness and recognize the contributions of women throughout history. The event gained momentum, and in 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued a presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8th as National Women's History Week. And it wasn't until 1987 that Congress designated the entire month of March as National Women's History Month, providing a dedicated time to acknowledge and celebrate women's countless contributions throughout history. These early beginnings of celebrating women's history laid the foundation for the advancements and milestones we have achieved in the fight for gender equality. By understanding our past, we can better appreciate the progress we have made and continue leading the charge for change. Now, let's highlight some key figures who have played significant roles in advancing women's rights throughout history. These trailblazing women have paved the way for future generations, breaking down barriers and challenging the status quo to create a more inclusive and equitable society. One such figure is Susan B. Anthony, a prominent suffragist who fought tirelessly for women's right to vote in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Anthony co-founded the National Woman Suffrage Association and played a pivotal role in the women's suffrage movement, ultimately leading to the ratification of the 19th Amendment in 1920, which granted women the right to vote in the United States. Another influential figure in the fight for women's rights is Gloria Steinem, a feminist activist, writer, and co-founder of Miss Magazine. Steinem has been a leading voice in the feminist movement since the 1960s, advocating for gender equality, reproductive rights, and the elimination of gender-based discrimination. Yes, reproductive rights, which in 2024 is again a fight for women in the United States. Through her activism and writing, Steinem has inspired generations of women to stand up for their rights and demand equal treatment. These key figures and countless others have made significant strides in advancing women's rights and paving the way for a more inclusive society. By recognizing and celebrating their contributions, we can continue to build on their legacy and lead the charge for change. Now, I would like to talk about some important events and movements that have shaped women's rights throughout history. These milestones have not only brought attention to the issues women face, but have also inspired changes and progress for gender equality. One such movement is a women's liberation movement of the 1960s and 1970s, which brought attention to issues such as reproductive rights, Roe v. Wade, 1973, I believe, workplace equality, and gender discrimination. The movement challenged traditional gender roles and pushed for social, political, and economic change. It led to significant advancements in women's rights, including the passage of the Equal Pay Act in 1963 and the Civil Rights Act in 1964, which prohibited sex-based discrimination in the workplace. Another impactful movement is the #MeToo movement, which gained momentum in recent years and shed light on issues of sexual harassment and assault faced by women in various industries. The movement empowered survivors to share their stories, sparked global conversations about consent and power dynamics, and led to significant changes in policies and attitude regarding sexual misconduct. Last but certainly not least, International Women's Day is now recognized globally on March 8th each year as a day to celebrate the achievements of women and advocate for gender equality. The day serves as a reminder of the progress made in achieving gender equality and the work that still needs to be done to achieve true equality. These events and movements have played a significant role in shaping women's rights and advancing gender equality. By understanding and acknowledging these milestones, we can better appreciate the progress made and continue leading the charge for change. This takes us to the second point of today's episode. I will start with some inspiring stories of women who have made significant contributions throughout history. These stories not only showcase the resilience and determination of these remarkable women, but also serve as a source of inspiration for future generations. First, let's discuss the story of Rosa Parks and her impact on the civil rights movement. Born on February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama, Parks grew up in a segregated society that limited the rights and opportunities of Black Americans. Her refusal to give up her seat to a white passenger on a Montgomery bus in 1955 sparked a wave of protest and ultimately led to the desegregation of public transportation in the city. Parks' act of defiance became a symbol of the civil rights movement and inspired countless others to stand up against racial injustice. In addition to Rosa Parks, there have been numerous other influential women throughout history who have made significant contributions in various fields, from science to technology to arts and humanities. Women have broken barriers and achieved remarkable accomplishments. By recognizing and celebrating these achievements, we not only honor the women who paved the way for future generations, but also inspire young girls to pursue their passions without limitations. One example is Marie Curie, a physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and the only person to win Nobel Prizes in two different scientific fields. Another example is Frida Kahlo, a renowned Mexican artist known for her unique and powerful self-portraits that explore themes of identity, gender, and culture. Amelia Earhart, another trailblazer, became the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean in 1932. Her courage and determination challenged societal norms and inspired countless young girls to pursue their dreams in aviation and beyond. Earhart's legacy continues to be celebrated as a symbol of female empowerment and pioneering spirit. Another remarkable woman is Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for female education and the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate by the Taliban in 2012. Malala continued her advocacy for girls' education and co-authored the international bestseller, I Am Malala. Her unwavering commitment to education and human rights has inspired millions around the world. These are just a few examples of the countless women who have made significant contributions throughout history. These inspiring stories serve as a testament to the strength, resilience, and determination of women throughout history. Now, let's look at the importance of empowering girls to dream big and pursue their passions without limitations. By encouraging girls to explore diverse career paths, promoting self-confidence and resilience, and fostering a supportive community for aspiring young women, we can help shape the future generation of strong, confident leaders who will continue to break barriers and make a difference in the world. One way to empower girls is by encouraging them to explore diverse career paths. Exposing girls to a wide range of industries and professions can broaden their horizons and challenge stereotypes about what they can achieve. This can be done through mentorship programs, career fairs, and educational initiatives that showcase the various opportunities available to them. Promoting self-confidence and resilience is another crucial aspect of empowering girls. By teaching girls to believe in themselves and their abilities, we can help them overcome obstacles and persevere in the face of adversity. This can be accomplished through workshops, seminars, and other resources that focus on building self-esteem and developing leadership skills. Along with this, fostering a supportive community for aspiring young women is essential for their growth and success. By creating safe spaces where girls can connect, share experiences, and learn from role models, we can help them build a strong network of support and encouragement. This sense of community can provide the foundation for lifelong friendships, mentorship, and collaboration. I will end this point by saying that empowering girls to dream big and pursue their passions without limitations is so very important for creating a more inclusive and equitable society. By encouraging girls to explore diverse career paths, promoting self-confidence and resilience, and fostering a supportive community, we can inspire the next generation of women leaders who will continue to make a lasting impact on the world. Moving on to the third and final point of today's episode, let's discuss practical ways to inspire inclusion in the workplace. By recognizing and celebrating women's achievements, promoting gender equality, and supporting women in leadership roles, we can create a more inclusive and equitable work environment for everyone. So, what are you doing in your workplace to inspire inclusion? This can be done in various ways, such as highlighting women's accomplishments during team meetings, creating an employee recognition program that specifically acknowledges women's contribution, or even simply expressing gratitude and appreciation for the work that women do on a daily basis. This not only boosts morale and motivation, but also helps to create a culture of inclusivity and respect. It sends a clear message that women's contributions are good and appreciated, and it encourages other women to strive for success and reach their full potential. Another major way that we can create an inclusive and supportive environment for all employees is to continually promote gender equality in the workplace. This can be achieved through various strategies such as implementing fair hiring practices, ensuring equal pay for equal work, and providing opportunities for professional development and advancement to all employees, regardless of gender. Supporting women in leadership roles is another key aspect of promoting gender equality in the workplace. Companies can do this by providing mentorship programs, offering leadership training, and creating opportunities for women to take on leadership roles and responsibilities. By actively supporting and empowering women to advance in their careers, organizations can help to break down barriers and create a more diverse and inclusive leadership landscape. Additionally, organizations can address unconscious bias in the workplace by providing training and education on the topic. So I will spend a little time on this one. Unconscious bias, also known as implicit bias, refers to the stereotypes that affect our understanding, our actions, and our decisions unconsciously. These biases are often shaped by our background, personal experiences, societal norms, and cultural environment. In the workplace, unconscious bias can significantly impact hiring, promotion, performance evaluation, and other employment-related decisions, leading to a lack of diversity and inclusion. To effectively address unconscious bias in the workplace, organizations can take several steps. The first one is acknowledging its existence and raising awareness about its impact. Organizations can conduct workshops, training sessions, and seminars to educate employees about unconscious biases and their consequences. The second step is to minimize the impact of unconscious bias in the hiring process. For that, organizations can implement objective hiring practices such as blind recruitment, standardized interview questions, and skill-based assessments. 3, cultivating a diverse and inclusive workplace culture can also help reduce unconscious bias. Organizations can achieve this by promoting diversity in leadership roles, encouraging open communication, and creating employee resource groups. 4, regular training and development programs can help employees recognize and overcome the unconscious biases. This program can focus on various aspects of unconscious bias, such as stereotyping, microaggressions, and privilege. Organizations should monitor their progress in addressing unconscious bias regularly. This can be done by tracking diversity metrics, conducting employee surveys, and reviewing hiring and promotion data. Addressing unconscious bias in the workplace is an ongoing process that requires commitment and effort from both the employers and the employees. So by taking proactive steps to recognize and overcome unconscious biases, organizations can create a more inclusive and equitable workplace where everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed. Now, I would like to discuss the importance of creating a supportive work environment for women. A supportive work environment is one that values and respects the contributions of all employees, regardless of their gender. It is an environment that fosters growth, development, and advancement opportunities for everyone. So here are some ways to create a supportive work environment for women. 1, encourage work-life balance. Women often face unique challenges when it comes to harmonizing their work and personal lives. Organization can support women by offering flexible work arrangements or flex time, such as telecommuting, job sharing, and flexible schedules. This can help women better manage their responsibilities at home and at work, leading to increased job satisfaction and productivity. Additionally, providing access to resources such as on-site childcare, parental leave, financial wellness programs, and employee assistance programs can further support women in achieving a healthy work-life harmony. 2, provide mentorship and networking opportunities. They can play a very important role in helping women advance their careers. Organizations can provide mentorship programs that pair women with experienced professionals who can offer guidance and support. Plus, organizations can host networking events that connect women with other professionals in their field, helping them build valuable relationships and expand their professional networks. Creating a supportive community of women within the organization can also foster collaboration, idea sharing, and mutual support. 3, address the gender pay gaps. Despite progress in recent years, women still earn less than men on average. Organizations can address this issue by conducting regular pay audits to identify and correct any gender pay gaps. In addition, they can implement transparent pay policies that ensure employees are compensated fairly and equitably. This includes providing clear information about salary ranges, promotion criteria, and opportunities for advancement. Addressing the gender pay gaps not only supports women, but also promotes overall fairness and equality in the workplace. 4, a supportive work environment values and respects the contribution of all employees. Organizations can foster a culture of inclusivity by promoting diversity and inclusion initiatives, encouraging open communication, and providing resources and support for underrepresented groups. This can include creating employee resource groups, offering diversity and inclusion training, and implementing policies that prohibit discrimination and harassment. By fostering a culture of inclusivity, organizations can create a more positive and welcoming work environment for everyone, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or other factors. Okay, so this is quite an interesting topic. However, I must end it. So this brings me to the end of today's episode, to be continued. So as I wrap up our discussion on leading the charge for change while celebrating International Women's History Month 2024, it is important to reflect on the progress we have made and the work that still needs to be done to achieve true gender equality, as I mentioned a few moments ago. I'm going to quickly summarize the key points I discussed today. I began by discussing the significance of National Women's History Month and the importance of recognizing women's contributions and achievements to history. We then delve into the early beginnings of celebrating women history, highlighting key figures who have played a significant role in advancing women's rights and discussing important events and movements that have shaped women's rights. We also shared inspiring stories of women who have made a difference, from Rosa Parks to other influential women throughout history. We emphasized the importance of empowering girls to dream big and pursue their passions without limitations. And lastly, we offered practical ways to inspire inclusion in the workplace, such as recognizing and celebrating women's achievements, promoting gender equality, and supporting women in leadership roles. We discussed the importance of addressing unconscious bias, creating a supportive work environment for women, and providing mentorship and networking opportunities. Now, I would encourage you to take action in your own lives to inspire inclusion and support women in your communities. Here are some ways you can make a difference. Educate yourself and others about women's history and the ongoing fight for gender equality. Volunteer with local organizations that support women's rights and empowerment. Attend events and rallies that promote gender equality and women's empowerment. Donate to causes that support women's rights and empowerment, such as organizations that provide education, healthcare, and legal assistance to women. And 5, speak up against sexism and discrimination whenever you witness it, whether it is in your personal or professional life. Speak about it. By taking this action, you can help create a more inclusive and equitable society for all. Remember, change starts with each one of us, and together we can lead the charge for a more equal and just world. I will now ask you to please share your thoughts and experiences on the topic and continue the conversation on social media or with your families and friends. Please share your own inspiring stories of women who had made a difference in your lives and in your communities. We believe that every woman has a unique story to tell. And by sharing these stories, we can inspire and empower each other to create positive change. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's episode. So be sure to share it and join us for our next episode, where we will continue to celebrate International Women's Month. Delve into thought-provoking topics and engage in meaningful conversations. I am your host, Marie-Jo César. Until next week, continue merging life and money. Bye for now.